going once.
Deron, what did you take away from this first season here in Brooklyn? Obviously, you know, a tough fought Game 7 series. What did you take away from this entire season?
You know, I had fun. I had fun playing with these group of guys, for these coaches, and you know, we had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of turmoil, and things to fight through, and you know, but we still had fun doing it. And you know, I think this experience is going to make us tougher as a group. You know, it's kind of a learning experience for all of us together. You know, it's been our first season together. And, you know, it just shows us we still got a ways to go. You know, we can be good, and we show glimpses of you know, being a really good team. And then, you know, I think the main thing is we've been so inconsistent as a group. You know, me individually starting from the beginning of the season. So, you know, just look back on the season and think, you know, we could have played a lot better. We still have fun, and look forward to next year.
Deron, Brooke and PJ also mentioned how you guys failed to match Chicago's energy in the first half. Can you put your finger on a reason for that? Did it have anything to do with the defensive breakdowns, all the layups?
Yeah, I mean, they were just, you know, that's exactly what happened. You know, they got too many easy layups, easy baskets. You know, our defensive principles, we didn't execute today. Our game plan, we didn't execute today in that first half. And they just beat us to so many loose balls. You know, they got a lot of offensive rebounds. You know, Noah was killing us on the boards today. You know, they came at us, and we didn't match their intensity, like you said.
Deron, down the stretch in a Game 7, how do you balance your role as playmaker and getting teammates involved with your role of primary scorer? And do you feel, in retrospect, that you wish you were down to the bench a little bit more, a little bit sooner?
Yeah, I do. I wish you know, it's just tough the way they guard me. You know, Jimmy on me, you know, he's a taller, you know, more athletic defender. And then, you know, when I do pick and rolls, you know, they're bringing 2 or 3 guys over. So, I mean, I have to get rid of the ball. I don't want to just, you know, sit there and take a whole bunch of bad shots. You know, I shot, you know, 17 shots, you know, and, you know, I might have turned down 1 or 2, but, you know, I was just trying to play my game. You know, trying to play my game. But, yeah, I mean, you always, you know, when you lose a series, you wish you could have done more. So I definitely do.
Hey, Deron, to have it end the way it did, you know, tonight, you guys fought for home court pretty much all season. You know, you won this game here, Game 7. To have it end the way it did tonight, what's this feeling like for you guys right now?
It's disappointing, you know. It's disappointing. We won Game 6. We felt like, you know, it was our series. And they came out and played a great game. Noah, like I said, he's a warrior. You know, battled through his injuries and just, you know, had a monster game. You know, we really had no answer for him. Down low tonight.
Deron, what did you think of the job that PJ did this year, and would you like to see him come back next season?
I mean, I think he did a great job. You know, I thought you know, with everything that went on this season, and you know, had a lot of turmoil when he kind of inherited us. And I think he did a great job of leading us. You know, getting us to that 4th seed. And you know, I'd love to see him back. You know, but as you know, that's not up to me.
When a player like Noah starts to somewhat take over a game, what's the key when you guys are, you know, what do you do? Do you throw stuff at him? Do you stick with your game plan? What do you do there?
I mean, you can't, you know, our game plan really, you know, hasn't changed much from game to game, you know, guarding people's tendencies. You know, he was just driving to the basket, hitting a lot of shots that he wouldn't hit in the first, you know, 5 games. And it's tough, you know, he's not really a scorer, so when he comes out with 24 points, you know, that's tough. It makes it tough on us.
Deron, can you talk a little bit about Joe? And you know, he's won so many games for you guys this year with his shooting. How difficult was it to watch him try to, you know, force himself back into a rhythm all night?
Yeah, I mean, he's just the last couple months, you know, for him have been like the first, you know, 2-3 months for me. You know, he just couldn't, you know, he couldn't really move out there. You know, you can see the frustration in his eyes. You know, he just can't do the things he's used to doing and get to the place he needs to go. So it's tough, man. But he battled for us. He was out there. You know, we definitely needed him out there, even if it's, you know, 50, 60%. You know, we needed him out there.
Deron, what changes do you guys need to make heading into next season to improve on what you guys did this year?
You know, it's early to say. You know, we just I think we have a great group of guys, in the locker room. I just think, like I said, we talked about the word inconsistency all year. I think we just need to find a way to be more consistent, and especially mentally. I think that's what got us this series is just the toughness, the mental breakdowns. We've always been a team this year that's had stretches in it, whether it be a quarter or 2 quarters, where it just seems like the wheels fall off all at once and we can't get it back. And, that's what happened tonight. I think it was the 3rd quarter, 2nd quarter. Where we just couldn't buy a basket, couldn't get a stop. And, those are things that can't really happen if you want to be an elite team.
Okay, thank you.
Did the pain feel a little less at the final word there for you?
I feel great. I'm just so proud of this team. We've been fighting through so much all year, and to be in this situation, to play, on the biggest stage in the world, and to be able to win, and now play against, the Heat, all these experiences, I'll never take those for granted.
Joe, obviously you said when you said post-game 6, directly in the aftermath, you said you're going to come into the hospital with argument, we're going to win. Did those comments at all come into your mind tonight, before the game, during the game?
I just wanted us to, we had just lost 2 in a row, and I just felt like, we were just going through it live with Lou being out. Lou he's been a warrior for us all year, and I know how hard it must be for him to just have to sit out, big games like this. It's really hard. So I just wanted our team to just be confident and just believe that we'll get it done. So that's why I said that.
That looked like quite a little celebration for you, after the game, hugging your family and friends and everything. What this meant for you to be in this building with your people around you and everything, to play the way you played.
It means the world to me. Before this series, I was really, I didn't know that if I was going to be able to play. I could barely walk, and to be able to be in this situation right now and win Game 7 like this in front of my family in Brooklyn. I'll remember this for the rest of my life.
So real quick, looking ahead, obviously you guys are very familiar with the Heat. There's no fear factor or anything. How excited are you to take on those guys, especially with the way this season is going against them?
I'm very excited. I think, obviously they're the best. You want to play against the best. It's going to be, it's what it's all about, playing against defending champs. It's going to be a war.
Joakim, you had a double-double. Also, you guys dominated in the paint as well as second chance points. Was that the intention going into this game, knowing that you guys would have to come up with the 50-50 balls, being in hostile territory, being in on Game 7?
No question. Every time there's a loose ball, we gotta think it's for us. It's our ball. They're a very talented group out there. So all the hustle plays, we knew that we needed to win that battle inside the game to be able to compete.
Joe, how important was it for you to get off to a good start to kind of energize the rest of the guys? And also, I saw a couple times where you maybe told guys like Jimmy Butler, you said, hey, grab that ball with 2 hands, and you said, hey, give us the ball. How important were those kind of things in the game, too?
I don't even remember saying that to Jimmy. I was just so into the game, but so many guys stepped up today. That's what it's all about. Just being able to share these moments in the locker room with your teammates. It's just everybody got ice, everybody's tired, everybody contributed. The Rook, T came in and gave us huge minutes. Nate Robinson, I'll never forget, what he did in Game 4. That was unbelievable. Even today, just huge. take one Cook, huge three, that gave us a lot of confidence. I mean, everybody this series, you know, Nas, and you know, these are guys that have been through a lot this year, you know, not playing in huge stretches during the season and coming in, you know, the key moments of the season and stepping up. You know, you got to give a lot of those guys a lot of credit.
Joe, just want to follow up briefly on that. Sometimes in a game like this team has a history of somewhat indifferent starts sometimes. Sometimes in a game like this, the team needs a guy to step forward and try to inspire others. You had, what, 5 or 6 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. Were you feeling to get off really strong and try to inspire as well?
I was just trying to win the game, just trying to win really bad.
Joe, I guess it's kind of on those same lines. You haven't been a big scorer throughout your career, more of a role player, but today it looked like you were willing to take more on your shoulders as far as being a scorer and being a go-to guy. Did you have that mentality at all?
I mean, I think I'm just, I take what the defense gives me. I think I'm always going to be that kind of player. But, you know, they were really trying to take moves out of the game, you know, double teaming him a lot, and daring me to shoot, basically. So I just wanted to be aggressive today.
You blocked 5 Brook Lopez shots tonight. As a shot blocker, do you get into a certain rhythm against certain players where you see them going up and you get a little more aggressive just because you've had some success with that? Is that in your head at all during a game?
I mean, he's a guy that I guard, so maybe that was one of the reasons, but no, not really.
Joakim, could you tell us about playing against LeBron James in the next round, as you two had a bit of a rivalry those last few years?
Well, he's a great player, you know, a great player. So we're excited for the challenge, you know, playing against the best team, and see what happens.
Joakim, how do you go from, like, considering not playing in the first round to being able to play like you did tonight? Did you learn something from yourself tonight, and something that you couldn't think capable of doing?
No, I mean, there's so many people that I want to thank right now, because it's really been a roller coaster for me the last, you know, month. You know, I hadn't played a lot before the playoffs started, and the day before the playoffs, I mean, I was barely walking, and I mean, I just want to thank, you know, Sharon, who's been helping me with my, you know, all my problems, all my issues. Osteopath Fabrice Gauthier, a physical trainer in the city in Chicago, David, I don't even know what his last name is, but thank you to the Bulls training staff, you know, being there for me, you know, just, I mean, everybody. I did so many treatments in the last month. I mean, just to be able to be in this position, it means a lot to me.
Thank you.
Questions? PJ, just how surprised are you with the way things went down tonight? You guys got down 17 points and just couldn't fight uphill the rest of the game.
Well, I'm surprised because we expected to win, but we just, in the first half, we didn't play with the same defensive intensity we did in the second half, and we didn't battle on the boards as well as we needed to. But you know, as we've done many times, our guys came back and competed and put ourselves in position. We needed, you know, a shot here or there, and we could have gotten back in it. But we dug a big hole. First quarter, we were all right. When we went to the bench, we didn't get the lift we normally got in the second quarter. That hurt us a little bit, but it was. I think we we weren't as aggressive as they were, especially on the boards and on the defensive end in the first half. First quarter we were able to score, we were fine, but second quarter got away from us a little bit, and then we came out with great energy, great effort in the third quarter, and even in the fourth, we just, you know, another shot here, a call there, something like that, we could have gotten back in, but it's a heck of a hole to dig, you know, against a team that's competing the way they're competing, and you know, our guys, I mean, we really believe we could be the ninth team to come out of that hole, but you know, it wasn't to be.
Coach, Joe Johnson, just 2 for 14 from the field. Did you think it was the injury that really affected him tonight?
I don't, yeah, I'm sure it was, and not taking anything away. It was the injury and it was Chicago's defense, but I mean, you know, he's been playing injured, and you know, he obviously we talked about, you know, the shot wasn't going down, but he's been so clutch for us in the fourth quarter all year, and you know, we wouldn't be here in Game 7 if it wasn't for him. So he, you know, to play injured the way he did, and you know, getting the treatment before every game and having to go out there and try and compete on both ends. I mean, I thought he had, you know, again, we didn't lose because of somebody not shooting the ball. We lost because of the way we didn't match the energy in the first half. That was the difference in the game.
PJ, what kind of lift did Gerald and Reggie give you there at the beginning of the third, and how did that get you back in the game well?
I thought everybody did. I mean, I agree with you. Those guys were great, but the 5 guys that were in just played at a totally different level in the third quarter, and we took it to them, and we were able to put ourselves back, you know, in great. We were back to 5 a number of times or 6, and we just either had looks or could come up with a stop when we needed to. But it's, you know, it's the total of 48 minutes. You can't throw in the ones we threw in the second. We could even play the way we did in the first. We weren't happy being down 4, whatever we were at the end of 1, but we were obviously still in touch. We were okay. We were playing very, very well on the offensive end. We just weren't defending and we weren't rebounding. But the minutes that we played in the second quarter really killed us.
Anything you wish you guys could have done better to stop Joakim tonight?
Well, you know, there were a number of plays when defensively Brook challenges. It's really the same situation you have with Joakim on their team. You have a guy who is protecting it. We weren't defending real well, so there were too many guys coming to the basket. But when Brook leaves to contest, which is what he's supposed to do, other people have to be back and box out. And Joakim is hard to box out if you're a big. If you're a small, it's twice as hard. And we just never got a handle on him with our V-backs. But it was kind of a domino. It wasn't, you know, the reason Brook was helping as much as he was our defense initially wasn't as sound as it should be. So he kept having to come over and contest, and then that opened up lanes for Joakim. And there were also, you know, I mean, that was one major aspect, but there was also a lot of times when he just bogarted the guy that was playing him too, where we were in good position and he just found a way to get a rebound. And he had not a good game, he had a magnificent game.
PJ, Brook took a lot of responsibility in the locker room after the game for not contesting enough at the rim. Do you feel that when they were getting those laps, that's what drains the energy?
It was, I wouldn't say it was one thing. I mean, it's good that Brook feels that way, but it was certainly not Brook's fault. Again, I mean, there were breakdowns that allowed them, even late in the game, there was I don't know what it was, 6 or 5, whatever the score was, it didn't matter. We were still in good shape with a minute to go if we made that 3, I think, when it was a 5-point game. But it was a huge possession where Marco went from outside the 3-point line to the rim when it was a 6 or 5-point game. And that was kind of, you know, typical of what we did. We didn't defend enough, well enough, and so, you know, without looking at the film and going back, how many times Brook had to help, you know, I don't know that, but it wasn't his not blocking shots or him not being aggressive enough that, again, it beat us. It was collectively, we always lose. We lose together. We didn't, coaches and players didn't do a good enough job, especially in the second quarter, when you can't throw in 8-9 minutes, the quality of which we did in the second quarter and win.
PJ, I know it's early, but it was a long road since December. I wonder if you could put this in perspective a little bit.
You know, I don't think so, Phil, just because we're, you know, to work to get to, there's no magic to when you're 4, you're supposed to beat the 5, especially they beating us 3 out of 4 anyhow, but it's just, we really believed that we would be successful in the playoffs, that we would get to the playoffs, that we could get ourselves home court, and that we could be successful. And even when we got down 3-1, you know, our guys believed that they could get it back here. And again, there's no magic to playing in the building. Like, just because it's back here, we're not going to win the game. But it's just, at this point, it's really hard to step back and have perspective, because it's such a gut wrench to lose this. I mean, we were obviously trying to focus on tonight, and at the same time, you know, Popeye's been getting ready for Miami, and you know, you make the same thing they were doing. You're making your flight reservations, and you're believing you're going to be, you know, you're going to find a way to win, and you're going to get on the plane tomorrow, and you're going to be going forward. And it's a long journey. Not from December. It's a long journey from October. In one sense, I will say how far we've come from last year, infinitely, but we didn't get as far as we wanted to get. I think we made enormous progress from where we were last year and what these guys accomplished this year, but to me, it's a hill. You're always trying to climb up the hill. You go up, you go back, but we thought we could get higher up the hill than we got. We got a lot further maybe than some people thought, but we didn't get as far as we thought we could get.
Okay, thank you. Darren.
I know you've seen this all season, but just what do you think of your team's resolve and resiliency and focus tonight in such a tough game?
Well, I think they've shown it all season. You know, I see them every day. I know they have the belief. We've dealt with adversity all year. I think our team has responded well. And there's still a lot of things that we can correct and do better. And we're going to have to be at our best in the next series.
We don't want to look forward quite yet, Tom. This is not your style thing, but could you reflect a little bit on this accomplishment? It's just the first round, given all the hardships this team has had, the injuries, the illness, and then this kind of performance on the road.
Well, our team has the belief that we can win every night. So we've been short-handed. Guys have stepped up. I thought our bench in the second quarter was phenomenal. I thought Marcus, Naz, Taj, Daquan, when they went in there, they got it going for us. And everybody. I thought Jimmy Butler, 48 minutes. Of course, Joakim, Nate. It was a total team effort. So, you know, I think if we defend and we rebound, we're going to be in good shape. But we have to do it for 48 minutes.
So obviously, Joakim is, you know, a leader of this team. Talked about guaranteeing a win in this game. What can you say about his performance today?
Well, we have great veteran leadership, and there's a lot of guys that, you know, as I always say to them, I want a team of leaders. I don't want any one particular guy. I want everybody leading. And I look at what, you know, Carlos and Joakim set the tone. Jimmy did his job, you know, guarded multiple positions. Nate, we had a lot of guys step up. Marco was fantastic. You know, he just, you know, with Lou going down, and you know, and Lou is such a big part of our team. We needed people to step up, and I think with the start of the season, with Derek being out, like, we knew that we couldn't replace Derek individually, and our only chance to have success would be to do it collectively. And so I think that helped set the tone for our team for the year. And as other guys have gone down, there's a belief, okay, the next guy get up, get in there, and get the job done. And I think our team has that mentality.
Tom, Marcus Teague played more than usual tonight. Was Nate, Nate took some shots today, got his head stepped on, et cetera. Was he a little banged up? Is that a reason he didn't play as much, or what was going on?
No, it was just, when we went to the bench in the second quarter, that's normally when I would rest him. And because that unit was playing well, I was riding it a little bit longer, and I thought it would help down the stretch with giving him more rest. And I thought Marcus did a good job in the fourth quarter as well, so that was huge for us.
The series started, Joakim was at 20 to 25 minutes. As the series went on, his minutes went up and up. Was that something that he asked of you, or was that just based on game?
Joakim wants to play everything, but because of all the injuries that he's had, and because of all the games that he missed the second half of the year, and he really has not practiced. He finally started practicing again, and I don't know what he did. He did something. His foot started feeling better. So the medical staff makes those decisions. The doctors and our trainer. We have to trust them. We have to trust Joakim. And he was initially when he was playing, he had soreness the next day, so we were concerned about that. And now he no longer has that soreness, so we picked up his minutes.
Can you just talk about Marco and in general your team's shooting tonight? Just how they, confidence and.
Marco is a very experienced player. He's started. He's come off the bench. He's hit a lot of big shots. You can run pick and roll. You can run catch and shoot. Very good spot-up shooter. He knows how to move on penetration. Very smart overall player and a team player. He plays to win. And I think his defense has come a long way from the beginning of the season.
Tom, you got a quick turnaround against a very good team. What are your thoughts about Miami, and what would be Kirk and Lou's availability for Game 1?
Day to day. Day to day. We know how good Miami is. So we're going to have to be at our best or playing great basketball. They're a very deep team, extremely well coached, very well balanced. So we're going to have to be at our best right from the start.
Tom, how significant was the Noah started the game, the offensive rebounds, the plays to set the tone of the way the game was going to go?
Unbelievable. There's plays that he makes that, great multiple effort type plays where he can get quickly to a second, third jump. Very few guys can do that. And we're also asking him to do a lot, basically be everywhere in our defense. Defend the pick and roll, sprint back to the basket, close out, block out, pursue the ball. In every aspect of our defense, whether it's defensive transition, catch and shoot, post pick and roll, he's exerting a lot of energy. He's in unbelievable shape, and he can make plays that very few can.
Tom, I know your mantra is more than enough, but under the circumstances tonight, given the types of players you had to rely on to win a Game 7, how much fun or how satisfying was this? Could you describe your personal emotion?
Well, we're not satisfied because we feel like there's still a lot to accomplish. So, you begin the season with the end in mind, knowing that you're going to be going through a lot of different things, and you have to have the perseverance and the mental toughness to get through a lot of tough things. And this was one of those things. So we lost some guys along the way. They had home court, and I want to compliment the Nets. They play a heck of a series. Sometimes it's the bounce of the ball. But I thought our guys, that we took a big punch in Game 1, and we kept fighting back, and that's been the story of the season. As I said, the big thing is to be mentally ready, physically ready, emotionally ready to play the Heat.
Coach, toughness is hard to describe or define, I guess, but do you feel the toughness played a part in this series for the Bulls?
Well, I think most often it does, particularly in the playoffs, because as you're facing really good teams, and the talent part is usually comparable. So then it comes down to the intangibles, the loose balls, the effort plays, maybe the ability to get to a ball, to tip, deflect, whatever it might be, to create the extra possession. That sometimes, most often, these games are going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions. So it's so important. And if you add that up over the course of the game, that's usually what separates winning and losing. So you want to make as many winning plays as you can throughout the course of the game. And I think you have to be mentally tough and physically tough.
2 more. Tom, you had the 17-point lead at halftime. They come out after the third quarter with a 10-2 or 10-4. What do you feel is most significant in holding them off? After that point, they made it a game.
Well, we knew they would make a run at some point. And again, just to have that toughness to, if things aren't going our way, not to allow it to impact the next play in a negative way. So if you miss a shot, don't be discouraged, and jog back defensively, sprint back, make something happen down the other end. Maybe you make a couple hustle plays. I think when you do those things, it unites and inspires your team, and oftentimes that turns into easy baskets. And you get a couple of easy baskets, now your confidence changes. So they came out, they hit us pretty good. We hung in, and then we continued to make plays. So we talked at the beginning of the game of just going step by step, quarter by quarter, and that's all we wanted to do.
Last question.
With Miami playing in general a smaller lineup, how vital is Noah's health and his confidence being high? How vital is that to your guys' chances against Miami?
Well, it's huge. It's not only him. We need everybody. The obvious with Miami is LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, but there are a lot more than that. I coach Ray Allen. I know how good he is. I coach Battier. I know how good he is. I know what that team stands for. So we have to be at our best. We're going to need everybody. They play as a team, and they rarely, they never beat themselves. So you have to play well to beat them.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.